Well, hi there. If you have ever Googled how to pay for college and immediately felt overwhelmed, this series is for you. There is money out there for you, student, but before you can go find it, you need to understand what you're actually looking for. So today we're going to start at the very beginning. We are going to look at the difference between scholarships, grants, loans, and work study because they are not the same thing, and mixing them up can cost families thousands of dollars. I am Alyssa Zempel, and I'm an independent educational consultant based in Minnesota. And I work with students and families to help them navigate everything from course planning to college applications, including paying for it. This is part one of my Paying for College series, and I promise we're going to make this feel a lot less scary. So let's get into it. First up is scholarships. Scholarships are gift aid, meaning you do not have to pay them back. They're typically awarded based on merit, so your academics, athletics, the arts, community service, a specific major or career pathway, or even your background and identity. Some are competitive, and some have very specific eligibility requirements, and they come from all kinds of sources: private organizations, community foundations, corporations, and yes, even the colleges themselves. Here's the thing I want you to take away regarding scholarships. Scholarships require effort. There's applications, essays, recommendations, and all these things take time. But a few hours on a scholarship application can be worth thousands of dollars. And that's a pretty incredible return on your investment. One thing families often miss is that you can start looking early. There are scholarships available to students as young as middle school. Next up is grants. Grants are also gift aid, free money that doesn't need to be repaid. But unlike most scholarships, grants are usually need-based, meaning they're tied to your family's financial situation. The most well-known grant in the country is the federal Pell Grant, which is awarded to undergraduate students who demonstrate significant financial need. The amount changes year to year, but it can be a meaningful piece of your financial aid package. States also offer grants. Here in Minnesota, we have the Minnesota State Grant, which is one of the most generous in the country for qualifying students. Grants typically flow through your FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, which is why filing that form on time is so important. We'll do a whole video on FAFSA, but for now, just know if you don't file it, you can't access grant money. All right, now we're going to talk about loans. And this is where I want you to pay close attention. Loans are borrowed money that must be repaid with interest. They are not free money. They are a financial obligation your student will carry into adulthood. There are two main categories. Federal loans come from the government. They have fixed interest rates, flexible repayment options, and in some cases, subsidized interest while your student is in school. These are generally the better option when borrowing is necessary. Then there are private loans. These come from banks or lenders. They often have a higher interest rate, fewer protections, and less flexibility. I advise families to exhaust all other options before turning to private loans. Here's my honest take as a consultant. Loans are a tool, they are not a plan. The goal is to borrow as little as possible and to fully understand what you're signing before you do. A $40,000 loan might look manageable at 18, but your student is going to be paying that back on an entry-level salary. Next is work study. The Federal Work Study is a program that provides part-time job opportunities for students with financial need, typically on or near campus. It's part of your financial aid package. But here's a common misconception. It is not a check that shows up in your account. Your student earns it by working, usually in roles like library aides, campus offices, or community service positions. Work study is a great option for students who want to gain work experience, manage their time, and earn money without taking on debt. But it does require your student to actually hold a job during the school year. So it's worth thinking through realistically. So let's quickly recap. Scholarships are merit-based, free money, and requires applications. Grants are need-based, free money, and is largely tied to the FAFSA. Loans are borrowed money, must be repaid with interest, so make sure you use them wisely. Work study is earned income through part-time work. It is not automatic. The number one thing I want you to take away from this video is that not all financial aid is equal. Understanding the type of aid in a financial aid offer is just as important as the dollar amount, because a package that looks generous might actually be loaded with loans. In the next video in this series, we're going to talk about the FAFSA, what it is, when to file it, and common mistakes that cost families money. You won't want to miss it. If this was helpful, hit subscribe so you don't miss the rest of the series. And if you're a Minnesota family looking for personalized guidance, the link to work with me is in the description below. I'd love to help your student build a plan that actually makes sense for your family. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.